Good afternoon, students. Welcome all back to your English class. We are getting along with the non-detailed third lesson, Will He Come Back Home or Will He Come Home, written by P. Sachivati. I was telling you, students, that the boy who was studying in engineering and who was about to come at 7 o'clock in the evening doesn't come. And the mother gets worried. Grandmother, that is Vijaya's Amma, whose name is Sachivati Devi, she's brought the previous day or the before day to spend with Vijaya for 10 days because Vijaya's husband on a business trip goes to Singapore. So because she's going to be alone, she gets her mother to be her grandmother, that means mother's mother, to be an escort for her because she and her engineering son only stays. Her daughter already got married and she's settled in America. So she gets her grandmother. Amma continuously keeps telling, don't worry Vijaya, he must have got stuck somewhere in the rain, but he will come back home. So please don't worry. But Vijaya, she's continuously worried. She's worried of what must have happened to the boy. He's supposed to come by 7 o'clock, and even if he's half an hour late, he would call and let me know. He will always inform me. But even without informing, he is late. And now the time proceeds. She is continuously calling her son's friends. But everybody says they have no idea about him. All the other friends of Vijaya's sons has come home. But the boy doesn't come. Now the time is 10 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. Everybody were switching off the televisions, switching off the lights in the apartment, and they were about to sleep. Vijaya is terribly getting frightened. Amma, she already drank her ragi malt and she went to sleep. Now when it is about 12 o'clock, she again comes in and she again says, why are you getting worried? Go, have something to drink. Vijaya gets irritated. I am dying over here that my son did not come home. And how are you insisting me to drink something? You drank your ragi malt now, you go and sleep. Now don't bother me to drink. She gets angry with grandmother because she feels frustrated. It's not actually angry with grandmother, but she feels frustrated. Grandmother says, see, she's an 87 years old lady. She says, I don't want to become a burden to anybody. If I don't drink, then what happens is, if I faint or if I fall, then I will be a burden to you. I don't want that to become, I don't want that to happen. So that's the reason why I had my ragi malt, not because I'm hungry. And please, you also is becoming very, very weak with the fear. Don't fret. Don't become nervous. What is going to happen if you fret and become nervous? Is there anything to happen? Whatever will happen, will happen. So please have, old ladies are very matured in their thinking. But emotions are emotions, no students. A mother, how can she stay when a son doesn't turn up home? So she's worried. Grandmother, when she insists like this, Vijaya is not listening to her. Her feverish thoughts are, feverishly means almost your temperature rises. You feel feverish on your body and you become very upset. And whatever scene she had seen in the television, they starts coming up to her. What they are, now we will continue with our class students. So here we start. On a motorbike, 3 youngsters talking on a phone, a drunk lorry driver rushed towards the motorbike in a zigzag manner at high speed. 3 dead bodies scattered on the road in a pool of blood. White t-shirts soaked red. Can you see? She was thinking that 3 boys, you're not supposed to ride 3 on a bike, but still boys, 3 of the boys are on the bike and they were talking in a phone. They did not see the lorry coming, and the truck is also completely, the driver is drunk. He comes in a zigzag way and hits, and then you can see 3 dead bodies fallen there. The 3 dead bodies are lying over there, okay, which are hit by the truck, and their white t-shirts has become red. In the rain, A lone biker, an unknown man, waves his hand for a lift. The bike stops. The stranger pulls the biker off the motorbike, drags him to the road, and beats him badly. The man steals the laptop, mobile, wallet, and snatch bike keys and runs into the darkness without a backward glance. This is another episode. Now, all these things are whatever she has seen in the television. Now, they are all coming like a flow onto her. She's worried. In the rain, a lone biker, a biker, he was driving alone, and the road is also dark because it's raining, and there's nobody on the road, and the man was going. Suddenly, a man asks for a lift. He stops, and he asks for a lift. And when he asks, this man, he stops out of generosity or, this thing, he stops to help him. The man immediately pulls this man down from the bike and then grabs his laptop, mobile, wallet, and the bike keys, and nicely beats this man and gets off into the darkness. Even without looking at him, he moves off. The gang runs off in the bike, rushes off in the bike. The child is unconscious on the road. And whoever the boy they have nicely beaten, he's unconscious on the road because there's nobody to help him. He was all alone. Vijaya fervently means very frightenedly, with a pain, she is praying to God Venkateshwara. Vijaya fervently prays to God Venkateshwara to keep her son safe and vows that she will walk up the temple, not drive up. Immediately she said, God, if my son is going to come now, the entire 7 hills I will walk and I will come up. Please see that my son is safe. She was very, very frightenedly praying to God. Someone's birthday. A friend invites him to a party. He refuses. They mock him. Now, somebody's birthday. A friend calls him, today is my birthday, you please come. This boy, he said, no, I don't want to come. Now, these are all whatever news she has watched in the television, okay? He refuses. They mock him. Mock means make fun of, okay? To make fun of. They are making fun of him. Someone's birthday. A friend invites him to a party. He refuses. They mock him. He is provoked and goes along with his friends. He's provoked. Means now no choice. When somebody is teasing you, you get inspired. You not actually tempted, but boys, they can't withstand the insult. So they will go. So the boy went along with his friends. There are arguments. There in the party, there was argument. We don't know for what. Some fight suddenly started. There are arguments. Arguments means a rough talk between the people. And from arguments to fisticuffs. You know what is fisticuffs? Blowing like this, hitting one another. So fist means to close your fist. Cuffs means to hit. So, from the arguments, the thing has changed to fisticuffs, to a full blow fight. First, it started with arguments in the party, and from there, hitting one another with the fist, and then it became a full blow fight. A terrible fight. They started coming out onto the road, beating one another, hitting one another. Unnecessarily a big fight it has become. Someone commented on this is one part, right? This is one part. Now maybe my son is got involved in this kind of fight. Young blood, no? And maybe my son is getting beaten. No, she was worried. If at all everybody were beating my son in this fight, is anything wrong happening? Engineering students, she was like worried. Someone commented on his girlfriend. He commented on the other person's girlfriend. Now this is another case. In this case, somebody must have taunted someone's girlfriend, They must have taunted the girlfriend, and this boy must have taunted the other fellow's girlfriend. No one is aware whose life is snuffed out in the blind rage that ensues. So he commented this fellow's girlfriend, and this fellow commented that person's girlfriend. So obviously, what happened for those girlfriends? The boy starts fighting. This is quite common happening. So then what happened in that rage? We don't know what is going to happen. Maybe in that blind rage, rage means anger. In the blind rage that ensues, in the blind rage, they must be beating one another and they terribly injured. A youth went to swim in the Krishna and drowned. This is another case. A young boy must have gone to Krishna and he must have got drowned. Okay, so this is meaning of getting drowned. Drown. You're getting drowned. And you can see the dead body being pulled. In the news they will be showing. So and so fellow went into Krishna to swim in the river and died. A dead body in the river. So she was worried. Maybe my son. No, she's not worried about her son, but all this like a flow, all this in a serial like a chain, they are all coming into her brain and she gets worried about all those things. Cricket betting in thousands of rupees. Next is, youngsters are very, very crazy for cricket. And all these people, for thousands of rupees, they go on betting. If they win, it is wild party. Wild partying. They drink, they gab, they dance. Very, very awkwardly they start behaving. If they lose, where will they get money to replace it? Okay, once when they win, it's an enjoyment. But if they lose, parents will not give thousands of rupees to the students. Then what these people will do? They will start stealing, robbing. Like that they become thieves. Where will they get money to replace it? They steal scooters, motorbikes, laptops and sell these in the grey market. What is grey market? All the thieves market. Black market, grey market, which is not genuine, where you have no bills. Okay, market where the looted things are sold. Okay, what is the meaning of grey market? Market where the looted things are sold. So the meaning of grey market is a market where all the looted things, robbed things are sold. Now, once when you continuously is going and selling these things, police will trap you. Police apprehend the offenders, mask them, put them on the identification line. So immediately police will catch them and they'll mask them. They'll put black masks on their faces and they'll put them in the police station. I hope that our innocent child is not caught in that. God, I hope this must have not happened to my son. I hope my son is not involved in this. Please, God, see that my son is not involved. She was terribly worried. So you can see all the feverish thoughts she was getting, all the wild thoughts she was getting. How sad. Whatever she has been watching in the television, in the news, about the accidents, about the fights, all these things she was wondering of. Hope my son is not involved in it. And what she was doing? She was continuously praying, God, please help me. Please see that my son is not involved in all these things. Please help me, God. What is the thing she has looked back at? have a recollect, because this is a very, very important question, students. You'll be asked a question like, what are the things mother was expecting of? What all the things she was expecting of? First of all, she was expecting that her son must have got involved in a fight. We'll see to the things. Okay. On a motorbike, three youngsters are, first thing what she was thinking is, on a motorbike, three youngsters were going, talking in a phone, they were hit by a truck and they dies on the road. This is the first thing what she was thinking. And the second thing is, in a rain, alone when a person was moving, somebody comes, stops him to give a lift, and then grabs him off the bike, robs of his laptop, his mobile, his wallet, and then robs of the keys of the bike, takes the bike and vanishes, runs off. And this poor fellow is in the darkness alone. I hope, God, my son is not beaten by anybody like this. And if at all my son safely will come back home, I will walk up to your temple. I will not drive and come by feet, by foot. I will walk up and I will come. So this is the second thing what she has thought, students. And the third one is, in a birthday party, maybe there's a bewildered fight. They're mocking at one another, and then they went with arguments, when they went with blow of fights, and they started beating and injuring one another. And in that mad rage, anger, you may kill also somebody. And then you will get frightened. If by accidentally somebody dies in your hands, will you go and tell that it is me who has killed him? No, obviously. And you just leave the body there and you run away. So, God, this must have not happened to my son. She was worried. Maybe somebody commented on the girlfriend, and this person has commented the other fellow's girlfriend, and then they got involved in a fight. In a blind rage, they must have hit, injured, or killed. Maybe that's the other case. Or maybe a youth went for a swim and got drowned and died. So at least 4 or 5 you have to write. Next one is the cricket betting. She says, in cricket betting, in thousands of rupees, they will bet, and then they will, if they will win, they will enjoy, they will have a nice party. But if they don't win, if they lose, they'll have to steal. They'll have to steal something and they will sell them in the grey market. And if the police catch them, they will put them on the identification line. I hope my innocent child is not caught. So you can mark anything, any 4 or 5 of this to get the marks. Fine. Amma says again, our child will not get involved in all this. Do not have bad thoughts. You raised him for 20 years. Do you not know what kind of person he is? Look how you are drenched in sweat. Drink a glass of hot milk to regain your energy. Again, Amma came. She also can't stay, no? She's, after all, though she's 87 years old lady, she's worried about her granddaughter. And she's worried about her great-grandson. What has happened to him? So, but matured people, old people, they will not show their fright out. So she tries again and she tries to come and explain the child. She says, our child will not get involved. Please don't worry. He will never get involved in these kind of bad fights. He's a very good boy. And moreover, you should have faith on your son. You should have faith on your brought up. I suppose you understand what the meaning of this is. You should have faith on your brought up. That means, nee pempakam meda neeku nammakam undali. When you are bringing up your son, you are, teaching him the culture. How can you misunderstand that your son is going to be in all these things? Rob things, go for pubs, parties. No, your son is not that. Why do you think your son is going to do all these things? See how beautiful. You have a lot and lot of things, messages to learn in this story, students. Old people, sometimes when we strictly scold our children and we strictly bring them up, children get irritated with their parents, thinking that the parents doesn't like them. But students, parents has abundant love on you, that they try to put you on a correct path so that never in your life you will have a problem. So from a young age only, they'll be bending you and they will see that you are not wildly grown and gone into a off track. So here Amama says, why, at least, why are you thinking like that? See, that is the reason why I went back and I've explained you all those 6 things, because that's a very important question. Amama is saying, why are you thinking these kind of bad things? And moreover, how could you think? It is your son. And you have brought up your son for 20 years. If you doubt your son, you have to doubt your brought up. కొడుకుని అనుమానిస్తే నీ పెంపకాన్నే అనుమానించాలి. I suppose you understand. So you should always be positive about your son, and you should be very, very confident that your son doesn't get involved in these kind of sons, because it is you who has brought him up like that. So don't ever think that he is going to get spoiled, because you never has taught him like that. We are a good royal family. Why do you think like that? Look how you are drenched in sweat. Drenched means dripping. How are you dripping? Or you can say soak. How you have soaked in sweat. Drink the glass of hot milk to regain your energy. Now stop all these wild thoughts. Have a hot glass of water a glass of hot milk, and get your energy. I will not even have a drop of water till my son returns. My one and only son. He is my life. Now the girl said, how are you asking me to drink milk? My only son, my one son, my only son, he's not come home, and how do you expect I'm going to drink milk? No, I will not drink, she said. So Ammamma became silent. What will she say when the girl is talking like that? Of late, he has been giving a lift to Sandhya, the girl who lives at the end of our lane. So this is the next point, again what she had in her brain. I've already explained you 6. Now the 7th point, what she had. Now, see, thoughts are a flow, and you will never have a halt on worry. Once when a worry enters into your brain, no matter whatever you do, it keeps on blowing, storming your brain. It will never halt. In the same way, students, Ammamma is continuously telling, don't get worried. You know what kind of son you have. You have seen him for 20 years. You have brought him up. How could you expect your son is going to be like this? But the mother is again thinking. She's thinking, of late he has been giving a lift to Sandhya. Nowadays, he is giving lift to a girl called Sandhya. The girl who lives at the end of our lane. Who is this Sandhya? She is living at the end of our lane. Lane means street. She is staying at the end of our street. Did her family misunderstand it to be a love affair and killed him? Can you see? See the worry of the mother. Nowadays, he told me that he is giving lift to Sandhya whenever it is late, and she is staying in the end of the street, in the same street, and so he gives a lift to her and he drops her at the house. Now maybe that girl's parents must have misunderstood that this boy is having a love affair with their daughter, and so they must have killed him. They are not from our caste. They beat our Venkatranam's grandson and dumped him. You know about it, don't you? So she's saying that family is very, very dangerous. Sandhya's family. Okay? Sandhya's family is very dangerous. And do you know, maybe they have misunderstood that our son is giving her, who is giving her a lift. They must have misunderstood that he must be, there must be a love affair, and maybe they must have killed him. And then she said, they are not our caste. This casteism is very much in our lives. And also they said, do you know, Venkat Ratnam's grandson, the same family, Sandhya's family, they have beaten Venkat Ratnam's grandson and dumped him. Dumped him means digged in a hole and covered. Dump means to dig him in the ground. Dump him means to dig him into the ground. They must have put him in the ground, maybe. So they beat our Venkatratnam's grandson and dump him. Do you know about it? Don't you? You know, no? Don't you? She was asking. Ammamma listened silently and did not respond. What will she say? Granddaughter is continuously getting worried. Ammamma did not say anything. She just kept quiet. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Just imagine every hour, like years, the hours are passing. Now the time is 2 o'clock. It is 3 o'clock. And now the time is 4 o'clock. Dawn. Dawn means early morning. Dawn means early morning. Already it's early morning. Vijaya paced anxiously in the room, jumped at every sound. Suddenly she threw up. Paced. What is the meaning of pacing? To walk up and down. Pace means to walk up and down. To walk up and down the room restlessly. Pacing means you are walking up and down like this, When you're worried, when you're tensed, you go up and down the room. This is called pace. Vijaya paced anxiously in the room, jumping at every sound. Suddenly she threw up. Ammamma slowly got her to bed and gave her a nightie to change. Now this lady, poor thing, the whole night she did not sleep. Sun did not come. She was walking up, down, everywhere. And for every sound she was jumping and looking out, if at all it was her son who has come. How sad. But the sun wouldn't return. And now the time is 4 o'clock in the morning. Ammamma came and she made her granddaughter sit on the bed. She said, take this nightie. First wear a nightie. Relax, she said. Ammamma slowly got her to bed and gave her a nightie to change. She said, please, don't get worried. Change the nightie. Relax, she said. Lying down on the bed, Vijaya started weeping bitterly. Poor thing. Now her hope also failed, dried. She was having a hope that the sun will come. Now it is already 4 o'clock in the morning. Sun did not come. So she started weeping. What is the meaning of weeping? To cry. To feel sorrowful. Tears swelling up helplessly. Swelling up means you don't even know, like a flow, like a river, they'll be coming out from the eyes. The tears are coming out. tears welling up helplessly. Ammamma listened to Vijaya's hiccoughs. You know what is the meaning of hiccups? When you're weeping, you make that sound. Ammamma can hear her granddaughter weeping for her son, 20 years son, not come home. So she can hear her hiccoughs. Hiccoughs means the sound produced while weeping. While weeping or crying. When you're crying silently. Okay. The sound produced while weeping or crying silently. Hiccups. You keep crying. So that she can hear, she can understand her granddaughter was continuously crying. Lying down on the bed, Vijaya started weeping bitterly. Tears swelling up. No, overflowing. Swelling up means overflowing from eyes. The tears were continuously overflowing from her eyes. Helplessly, Ammamma listened to Vijaya's hiccups. Ammamma, nowadays it is difficult to find out who are friends or enemies. Vijaya is saying, Ammamma, you don't know who are friends or who are enemies. Maybe my son's friends are only enemies to him. A real friend will never harm his friend. But today, everybody is partial. Nobody is friends. Once when you have an advantage of somebody, you become friend. When you are not having advantage of him, when you dislike him, automatically you will become his enemy. So, Vijay is telling, Ammamma, you don't know. Nowadays, it is difficult to find out who are friends or enemies. A few days ago, his own friends murdered a youth and threw him in a kennel. Do you know? This is another thing. I suppose you can understand, students. This is the 8th one. Ammamma, do you know? Today we don't believe who are friends, who are enemies. Friends only are becoming enemies. A few days ago, his own friends, his means some boys. Don't misunderstand, this is Vijaya's son. Okay, somebody. His own friends means some boys. Okay, it is some boys, not, please don't misunderstand, student, not Vijaya's okay, some boy. It is not Vijaya's son. Okay, it is not. It is some boys. Please don't think it is Vijaya's son. Okay, it is some boys. So, lying down on the bed, Vijaya started weeping bitterly, tears swelling up helplessly. Ammamma listened to Vijaya's hiccups. And then Vijaya is telling, Ammamma, nowadays it is difficult to find out who are friends or enemies. A few days ago, his own friends. So I was telling you students, this was the 8th thing what she was talking about. 8th incident. A few days ago, his own friends. What is the meaning of his over here? His means some boy's friends. Don't think it is Vijaya's son. It is somebody's. Okay. A few days ago, his own friends murdered a youth and threw him in a kennel. His own friends only killed him and threw him in a kennel. So you can see how worried Vijaya is and how she was weeping and crying. My child, why do you get only unpleasant thoughts? Now Ammamma is saying, what is wrong with you? Why are you always getting unpleasant thoughts? Be positive. Why are you always getting negative thoughts? Why are you getting negative thoughts? Be positive. Since last night you have only bad thoughts and are thinking of the worst. See, a mother should not think about a son like that. Continuously you are thinking only bad things and you are never thinking about good things. So see what Ammamma says. This is Ammamma's dialogue, okay? She's saying, my child, why do you get only unpleasant thoughts? Since last night you have only bad thoughts and are thinking of the worst. You are only thinking bad and now it has become worst. You have already started thinking that your son is been killed by somebody. No mother must think like that about her son. During the days of freedom struggle, your grandfather would not come home for 10 days at a stretch. Now, grandmother started telling her story. She says, you remember, during the freedom fight, your grandfather was a freedom fighter. Who is this? Ammamma's husband. Okay, it is. So, Ammamma was telling. Ammamma's husband was a freedom fighter. So Ammamma is telling, during the days of freedom struggle, when there were freedom struggle, your grandfather would not come home for 10 days at a stretch. For continuously 10 days, your grandfather never used to come. In those days, there were no mobile phones. Now at least you are ringing your son and you are like watching if your son is able to attend the phone call or not. You're communicating with him. Upon a time, there were no cell phones. There were no mobile phones. To find out where the man is, what he's doing, we never knew. So, would not come for 10 days at a stretch. In those days, there were no mobile phones to find out where they. We continued our day-to-day course and waited for him anxiously. We never had a message about him. Freedom fighters, matlab, you will go for a freedom fight and you don't even know if you must have died somewhere. Nobody will inform you also. They used to go for war. And we never got worried like you. And we waited anxiously, hopefully, without fear. We waited. We waited. We waited hopefully. Ammamma recalled her past. She started talking about her past. What she was talking about her past. We will have a small look and then we'll continue in the next class. Within 3 years of her marriage, her mother-in-law passed away. Her father-in-law married a woman of her own age. When Ammamma got married, she even within 3 years, her mother-in-law, that means husband's mother, died, and her husband's father got married to another lady who is of that lady's daughter-in-law's age. Father-in-law got married to a lady who's of daughter-in-law's age, and how they went along with their lives, whatever has happened to them, Amma was telling, and this we will have continued in the next class, students. Till then, thank you. Have a nice time.